I had your back about the Mexican stuff, man. I'm not feeling so much. Man.
Okay.
Paisa.
No hay problemo.
Wow.
Oh no! Don't do a top one. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
It's the hands of the
Hey, hold on. I got this. I got this.
He's gonna shoulder fight me. Look. Welcome to Room 6, the channel all about the Las Vegas local music scene and the people that make it, including me. I'm Josh, and today I am very happy to welcome the Red Seduction into my home and into Room 6. Say hi, guys.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell them what you do.
I'm John, I play guitar.
Victor played the drums and the orchestra.
Oh no! Do you have to start over?
No, that's staying in. John plays the orchestra.
Nice.
Plays the orchestra. Right?
Nice.
What do you do?
I
What are you
do
doing
a lot
next?
of things. Clinically depressed.
Nice.
I'm not happy
You don't
with
do
the
that.
band.
No, he does it pretty good. You should see him. You should see him.
Get my sweats.
It's quite impressive.
So,
I would pay to see that live, to be honest.
so you play the drums.
Someone has to keep this train break.
Trust me, it's not hard. Or it's not easy.
My name's Elias. I play the bass and I sing as well.
My name is Knives, and I play the keyboard.
Cool. Question. First of all, thank you for coming. Second of all,
Thank you for inviting me.
hot enough for you?
Yeah, that's
I can go hotter. Yeah.
Yeah. I know we're not there yet. I'm a long time resident and it's waiting for 125.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any order that you want. How long have you been in Vegas?
All my
She's a
life,
native,
I was
yeah.
born
Yeah.
here.
Me
Okay.
and Elias have been
23
here
years.
for almost 19 years.
Yeah, like
Same.
when we were 5 or something.
19, about around there.
I think I'm like 16, 17. So yeah, once you've been here 10 years, you're a native. So.
See, that's where I heard it. I was saying that. I was like, I
We
knew I
said-
heard
we
it
were talking to someone
somewhere.
and we said that.
Yeah, that's where I heard it.
There you go. Now, how long have you been the Red Seduction? Which, by the way, is a great band name.
Thank you very much. You know.
Especially with these shirts, that is awesome.
Well, Elias and John started that in middle school.
Middle
Oh
school.
my God, that's even better.
They had the Red Seduction for a while. Me and Knives didn't come until later.
I'm sorry, but that's just getting a little full of yourself, aren't you? In middle school, the Red Seduction.
We didn't have the name in
Not even
middle
shaving
school.
yet, baby.
It was
They're not shaving yet.
we had the name in high school, okay?
But like as far as trying to be musicians,
Right.
or right, I don't know.
We've been
Right
playing
from-
together for like 3 years, right? 3 years?
Oh yeah.
Well, I like all four. Like
All
as
four.
a
Yeah,
section, it's
that's
been-
true. The better question is, how long have you been the Red
Mhm.
Seduction?
Three, going on
Three in November. 3 in November.
Cool.
To
Cool.
be precise.
Now, a more in-depth question,
Oh no.
in any order you want. How long have you been doing music?
Since the day I was born, baby.
4 years.
Okay. What? And
They needed a drummer one time for a band, and they got me. I dropped out of college and started playing drums.
wow.
We got hold. His is an inspirational story, honestly. So where this really truly began is when we were playing Beatles rock band
Oh yeah.
back in high school.
Came out like 29.
Yes.
The game? The game?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Beatles rock
I
band.
got in it for my birthday in 2009.
Yeah,
And he would play guitar, he would play the bass, I played drum. We have a photo
and we would sing
of
as
us
well.
as kids,
Mhm.
and then we have a photo of our first show where we're standing in the same
in the
spot.
same position. It's-
Nice.
When we're still like 3
Listen, I don't believe in destiny or anything, but
or dentist.
Or then
Or
Or
dentist.
dentist.
Yeah, I don't believe in dentists.
Actually, dentists are very awesome. They do a really good, important role.
I've never seen
Society.
one.
I say that because I just recently went through oral surgery. So
Oh yeah.
yes. And rock band is actually really hard to
Yeah,
coordinate multiple people like that.
and I think that Beatles rock band was the first rock band game where you needed like harmonies,
Like I'm
You
I
can sing
think,
harmony?
yeah, I think so.
and that's something that me and John.
Oh, so you were singing too? You weren't
Yeah.
playing instruments.
singing. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how about you? How long have you been doing music?
I mean, as the keyboard, like roughly 3 years.
Nobody starts on the keyboard. What'd you start on?
Yeah, I started on guitar in middle school, and then I did violin for a year
Yeah.
in high school.
I'm very familiar with the story. But I actually did start on piano. I was 7 years old, and
You broke your own room?
and then my dad, my dad took some trumpet that he had laying around to a pawn shop, and sold it for a guitar with an amp built into the case. An electric guitar built in. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, cool. And I went, bing, and piano went bye-bye.
That's nice.
And the rest is.
And I actually kicked myself because I really wish I was better on piano.
Well, like, the other thing, like, if you can read piano, you can pretty much read all the other.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I can sight read piano, but I can't sight read guitar unless it's like, tabs.
I can barely read. So.
But me and her have like similar. We both didn't play instruments, and they convinced. Well, they got me to play drums.
We forced them. I think it's the right word.
I started playing drums for the band, and then same thing for her. We met her at a show, and she started hanging around. And one time, just like we're looking for another guitarist at the time.
So
Yeah,
it
and
started as a groupie.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we got her as a
yeah.
keyboard.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we
It's
have
nice
me and
when you
her.
put it.
We
Yeah.
didn't. They taught us how to play instruments.
That is important in a band.
Yeah, they're great teachers.
I mean, and it goes a little bit deeper than that. Like, so that's my best friend. He's been my best friend since 8th grade, I believe.
Aw.
Yeah, and that's my
We're
brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
I missed that somehow.
Yeah, and
That's
you
why they're
know,
matching.
Matchy smatchies.
Yeah.
We're twinsies. Anyway.
and she came in at the right moment, I think, in our lives where like we needed some positivity. she
Yeah.
really is very positive.
Brothers.
We needed
Yeah.
another guitarist and a mom to take care of us. in the
Yeah.
shows.
So it's. I think besides the music, like the music's great, right? And being able to perform it is amazing. But the better part is that we get to hang out with our friends,
Yeah, like,
and perform it together.
We don't go
that
out
is the
much
best.
anymore, but like we used to like even if we didn't have a show, we would still like every Saturday we're like at one of our houses playing board games or like
Yeah.
watching anime.
To this day,
Nice.
you can find us in our garage every Saturday playing board games.
Such as the garage.
Yes, next show.
Pull up.
Pull up.
All right. Moving on to early musical influences. Let's go ahead and start with you.
Mm.
What was that first kind of musical influence where you're like, I think I want to do that. That really got you going, kind of.
I think Linkin Park.
Oh.
Well, when was back in middle school again. That's kind of also like why we decided to make a band back then, because like we both were into Linkin Park, like hardcore,
And System of a Down.
and System of a Down, and just listening to those bands like inspired us to learn. But as far as like being a musician and like writing music, I think the Beatles, which we also both discovered kind of around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool
Nice.
Why?
because I gotta make it drink.
Oh,
He's playing
well,
mixologist.
I don't really have
And
As
as
she
she
answers-
answers,
Bunch of noise.
as she answers, you're just gonna make a bunch of.
What's your musical influence like?
That actually reminds me, I was doing a solo acoustic gig at Goldmine Tavern. Shout out to Goldmine. And I right in the quiet moment of the song, bottles.
Oh,
nice.
And I just stop and look at the bartender. Seriously.
it's like the episode of the Social Set. Shout out to the Social Set, where your
Oh,
dog.
that's
shout out. Where your dog was on the biting the squirrel, I believe, fighting with the squirrel.
Oh yes, she was. Yes, my dog. She is part Jack Russell Terrier, and she loves snapping her necks.
Okay.
And it was loud.
Can't relate.
It was loud. No, she's part cat. She's part Jack Russell Terrier. Because she'll lay on her back and play with her toys sometimes. And then she's part like greyhound.
Speak of the devil.
And here she comes.
So you,
Is that the
You
worst
said
song
something?
you're talking
It's like,
about there?
y'all talking about me? Y'all talking about
She's
me?
just doing a security check right now.
Yeah, she's got a security check.
It's okay.
And also,
Behold, for those of you that don't know, this is Chloe, who has made many a funny comment.
He's very opinionated.
She is.
Oh,
Get him! Attack! Get these musicians out of my house. All right, off you go. She is nonplussed. Moving on. So you don't have any real early musical influences, you said?
No, I was just always, I mean, like anybody else, I'm into music, but like, I've
Right.
never had like big influence.
He listens to old timey music.
She's like the only one
Why
I
know
know
your
love
finger
that
type
type of
music?
She's the only
like
person I know from
Fred
going
Astaire,
out.
Ella Fitzgerald, and
Nothing
Louis
wrong with it.
Armstrong.
That-
Those
that-
are
that
like,
would be-
honestly like.
That
Those
yeah,
would be musical
that counts.
influences.
I got a pep in my step,
But
and
what-
a nickel in my pocket.
What I
Your grandpa goes, "Get it, get it,
I
get
guess
it."
what I was going for was when you first started playing, musical instruments. Was there some sort of influence where you're like, I want to sound like that, or I want to learn this song, or whatever?
No, I mean like I have a favorite genre, but like never like.
Okay, so your favorite genre would be oldies.
Yeah, that was like 40s, 50s, big band. I
Nothing
love
wrong
big
with
band.
that.
I think there's far too much frivolity down here.
I agree.
I think it needs to be
My
cut
mother
out.
laughed, by the way. Thanks for letting me use your phone.
Shout out to the mother.
Everyone say hi.
Shout out.
Hi, Carolyn.
Hi, Carol.
Yeah, Karen.
She's going to the pool.
Real
Are you going to the
MVP.
pool?
Yes.
Oh, good.
TFTI.
Sorry.
I put on this shirt because I want to look cool. I just didn't want to pull up with just a t-shirt.
Yeah,
now
me
I'm
too.
sweating.
Well, take it off.
Yeah.
I wanna look
Mucha
cool.
ropa. Mucha ropa. Listen, don't tempt him. He'll do it and he'll love it.
You looking cool. Take it
Okay.
off.
I think John has a girlfriend.
Takes off.
She's married.
Yeah, the show too.
You're a married woman. Act like it.
So sorry.
No, you're not.
That's a technicality though.
Introduce my great.
I'm gay.
That's fine too.
Okay.
Did we get your musical influences?
No.
Or was it kind of the same as his?
Well, it is pretty much the same, but when I realized that I wanted to like write songs into music, Ricky Martin, man.
Hey!
Ricky Martin, back then when he was like the biggest thing ever, you know? Dude, I idoled him so much.
For real?
Yeah, bro. I idoled him
I
so
never
much.
knew this about
Yeah.
you, bro.
I was like really into Ricky Martin. Yeah.
Who doesn't love Ricky Martin?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, I'm not that.
He was
I
like
just
such a
didn't
rock
know
star.
this.
You know what I always wished? Ricky Martin and Rick Astley to get on a
Oh,
show together would be
damn.
amazing.
Yeah.
They both got the same hair.
Never gonna let you live la vida.
That's amazing. But this, like the Beatles are
Of course.
the core of
Right.
how I write music. Like Paul McCartney, I idolize Paul McCartney.
They got so many people started
Yeah.
thinking about music because it was so simple,
Yeah.
but it was done well.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters is you can do, we all know, 3 chords, 4 chords. You can make a song, you don't even need a solo or an instrumental.
They were super creative.
Yeah. So, from early influences, let's talk current influences. You're writing original music.
Yes.
What are you listening to nowadays that kind of gets you, in the mood to write, to start writing, or are you just basically listening to yourself?
Oh, I don't listen to myself.
Yeah. I don't even have the songs on my phone.
Yeah. I guess right now, like The Weeknd is a big influence on me.
Okay.
But yeah, and
I heard some of your stuff, and I could kind of see that.
really,
Yeah.
oh, that's great. But as far as like the music making process, we really just make any music we want. There's like no stopper on anything, Like you want to make a slow song, give me a slow song, fast song, pop song, rock song. We're currently working on a song of Courage the Cowardly Dog episode. It's inspired by the Return to the Slab episode.
Oh.
Yeah, Return to the Slab. So like it's everything goes, man. Like if you have an idea, you want to bring it up, let's make it a song.
Cool. I like it. Anybody else? Currently
So
listening to?
it's random. I'll listen to anything from like Mexican old timey music, and then I'll put some Travis Scott, and then some Beatles, and then some Slayer. My playlist is all over
same.
the place right now.
You think I'm bipolar by the way I listen to music, honestly.
And no, that's a sign I think of a healthy mind. If you're like, I only listen to this kind of music.
Yeah.
I don't trust.
You're
this
not
guy.
growing as a musician. It's the same as like, I don't try to learn any new music. I just practice on our stuff, or
Yeah.
I only play covers. Well, then you're never going to grow as a musician,
Yeah.
Right.
except you'll get better at other people's music.
Yeah.
But at the same time, covers we know can be very, very challenging.
Yeah.
You're like, how did they get that? What was that chord or whatever? Or how did they play that chord?
Yeah.
I've had a few where I'm like, do they have another finger? I don't have that. I can't do that. How about you?
Well, I listen to more like same thing. Like I listen to like a bunch of like hip hop, pop, and rap. So like a lot of bands like Foo Fighters, Highly Suspect, more like rock.
I love me some Foo Fighters.
Like they repair the lyrics and stuff, but like they get you where you're
Right.
trying to go.
He's very drum
Well, obviously.
leading, as you can tell, like Foo Fighters, Highly Suspect, their drummers are amazing,
Right.
So that's something that he really
You can tell that a drummer wrote Foo Fighters songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though he's not drumming, you
Yeah.
can tell. But also, I mean, Taylor Hawkins.
Not like I personally prefer Taylor Hawkins over Dave Grohl as drummer. Like,
For Foo Fighters, yeah.
The original stuff, like Dave Grohl did everything, and then Taylor Hawkins had to learn what he did.
Yeah.
But then after, like you get some drums, it's just him now.
The thing is, like, literally, I could just listen to 2 measures of drums, and I know it's I know it's Foo Fighters. There's a few bands where you hear like that first drum beat, and you know, okay, it's this.
There's this song that he did for, it's called Mantra. Like he got a bunch of different, Dave Grohl got a bunch of different musicians to come together.
Yeah, it had Josh from.
From Nine Inch Nails.
No,
Queens of the
Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah, there was the Crooked Vultures that they formed too. Yeah.
Oh, like John Paul Jones. Yeah.
He does a song with Mantra, which is like the drum is like it does it does 4 one thing, and it just slowly starts changing. But like it's so simple, but like it's like 6 minutes. But I love that song. Just like it's really good to like warm up to, just because it starts low and then you add more.
Have you seen his video play?
The which one?
23-minute long instrumental Dave Grohl.
No, I have not.
Dude, YouTube, type Dave Grohl play. Get about 7 or 8 minutes in, where he's talking about how great music is, and it's important for kids to learn music and stuff. And then
the documentary thing he did, right?
Kind of, but then he plays a 23-minute long instrumental where he plays every single instrument. And I'm talking like he's playing, not xylophone, but vibratones, and he's playing, woodblock. He's playing 3 different drum sets throughout the song. There's the particular segment will kind of stop, and there'll be this big crescendo, lots of cymbals, lots of guitar and stuff.
Sorry, having a terrible time.
No problem.
Thanks for the cameo.
No problem.
This is the Stan Lee to the.
You're fine.
You might have some competition,
First time in
John.
the world.
Huh?
You might have some competition, John.
Right.
She's gonna steal your woman.
But as I was saying, it's amazing. Dave Grohl play, go see it, and you'll just be watching like, I should be practicing right now. I don't know how did he, and he would get he's been on record like he would get to like 22 minutes on one of the instruments, and he would just stop like I do that better, and he would go back and record the entire thing. Yeah, and I can't even fathom that. He's playing like 8 different freaking parts or 9, and each one is 23 minutes. Like
Jesus Christ.
the best part is when it starts, the studio door opens, he comes in, and then he comes in behind himself wearing a different outfit, and he comes in, and he comes in, and he comes in, and every single one of them. So that's how they did it. They're all like next to each other, but it's all split screen. And he's playing, and he's sitting there interacting with himself somehow, and the whole you're just like, yeah, this makes sense. This is awesome. And then it changes. You're like, this makes sense. This is awesome. And it goes through. Sorry, I'm.
No, that sounds amazing. That sounds like the way music creation
Honestly,
should be like.
Like I was impressed with myself for writing a 6.5-minute song about my family. That is just ridiculous. What are you looking for?
And we're back.
And we're back. Where was I? Current musical influences. Do we do?
Yeah, I think she
What did I do?
current music.
Yeah. What do you listen to now?
We got her into the weekend.
Oh, they got me to the weekend and the Beatles.
The
She didn't
Beatles.
know
Of course,
about
I
the
didn't-
Beatles.
Okay,
She
everybody
didn't know
knows the
the
Beatles, but about listening to
But
them,
honestly,
I didn't listen
honestly,
to
hold
them.
on. Honestly, that was a really good opportunity that we had. We got into the Beatles, and every time we would hang out, we would listen to a Beatles album. Just
And that's
its
important.
entire.
Yeah, they never wrote an album of individual songs. It was always designed to be heard.
And we literally every time we got in a car or anywhere, we listened to all their discography. Entirely.
No, we took a trip to Cali for a show, and we just listened to Beatles the whole time.
Oh.
4 hours. It was all of the Beatles songs.
I love doing that. I love not listening to the Beatles for like a month or two, and then rediscovering them again.
Right.
And then every time
you
you listen to the music, you hear like new little details that you didn't hear before.
One of the things I love about Room 6 is that I get bands that I used to do shows with and maybe I've never heard them acoustically.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to them going like, all right, this is how you started.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a stranger to this. You wrote this stuff on, like I always wrote all my rock songs on acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Because if I liked it on that, I'm going to like it with the pedals, you know?
I think it goes the same. We also write a lot of stuff acoustically first.
Right on. But I also like hearing them play is like, I missed this. I missed, because I do this channel to bring you guys to me. Because I just don't have the time or the liver to go out there anymore.
It took a minute.
Wow.
Or the budget. And also, I'm a family man, so
Right.
you know they like to see me.
Man.
That's what
Got
happens.
responsibilities.
So now we come to that. Now we come to one of those dreaded regular interview questions that
Okay.
everybody hates. How do you define your musical style?
It's
I'm out.
No, I got it. It's like a mixture of like folk rock and like
Wait, you're drumming sound?
no other music.
Okay.
Imagine,
No,
You're
yeah,
putting them
sorry.
all
I'm
together.
sorry. The
Okay.
Red Seduction. How do you define
imagine
the
if
band?
Lady Gaga
Gaga.
was around the fucking Bob Dylan, alright? She was like,
Hey, why not? She's done jazz and well.
she didn't do like what Frank Sinatra.
Imagine if-
did,
Hold on, Lady Gaga is
No,
talented as
Lady,
fuck,
yes,
man.
yes, you are, Stephanie. You are.
You know, personally,
You-
shout out Stephanie. What
Shout
can
out
we say?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, Lady Gaga,
Lady Gaga.
you, and Dolly Parton. You're up there,
You're
like
up there.
amazing. Do you know Dolly Parton plays like 8 or 9
I know,
instruments?
yeah.
She's
Like-
about to do a song on Little Man. She's gonna do a remix
Oh,
of the
that's right.
contract Old Town
Old Town
Road.
Road, yeah.
Jesus.
Lady Gaga was amazing in A Star Is Born. Have you seen the movie?
I haven't actually seen the movie. I've seen enough online to be like, yes.
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Oh man, that movie's.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, but like they played the songs enough, so
Yeah.
like, and the,
Yeah.
Barley Cooper and her like.
So you would define your musical style as Lady Gaga mixed with Bob Dylan.
No,
and a
be
little
serious.
of like a little bit of some like
Metalachi?
no,
Some Tibetan
like the
folk
Beastie
singing
Boys.
in
Throw
there
some
too.
Beastie Boys in there.
All right.
Like
What? Where?
they're
I'm-
Beastie and the Boys.
I'm
They're
good
the
with the Bob
boys.
Dylan and the Lady Gaga. but-
What are you gonna get the Beastie
You
Boys?
bring the
dude?
Gaga, by the way.
Yeah, she definitely.
Okay.
She brings the Gaga, bring the caca.
Okay, so that's that whole business of the cut, right?
Yeah,
No.
we cut that.
Oh, no. No, that might be the intro. So, all right.
It's like bluesy garage rock with like psychedelic stuff.
Groove,
going
definitely
on,
groove.
Yeah.
Funk.
funky.
But then we'll do
Yeah.
a song
Oh, we'll
where like
do,
it's
like-
one style and then like
See.
halfway
Like,
through we'll
like-
change it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the.
So that's what I
a
really
lot
wanted
of
to be
a lot
done.
of Latin
Sectionless.
stuff
Can
thrown in.
I
in
throw
there.
out a piece of advice?
I've seen the video where you were
Yes.
like, and
This is the most hated
I
question.
know, yeah.
Because it's only a hated question if you don't have the answer.
Well,
Yeah.
what did the,
What does your band
they
sound
did
like?
we came out on a weekly magazine of like
Oh,
the
yeah,
top
for
Thanks for
five.
watching, by the way.
Yeah.
And what did they describe like psychedelic Beatle-esque
Garage.
garage rock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty.
So
cool.
we were featured on the Las Vegas
Last
Weekly.
week's.
5 bands to look out for this year.
Oh, look at you. Bing.
Check us out.
Link in the description.
And yeah, that dude wrote a very on point description of who we are. I think we all agreed.
See.
to what
It's-
he wrote.
And what did he say it was?
He
We're
said it was
like-
like.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't
I
believe I didn't
somewhere.
find that.
He said Beatle-esque.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely
Wait,
said
wait.
Beatle-esque.
Oh, Beatle-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, my
Well,
God,
I
that was a
mean,
compliment.
yeah, but you can also
Say that
put that on a lot of
Don't
people.
ruin my dream.
Don't
man.
ruin it for us, man.
We can't have anything.
Ah!
Storm it off.
This is
hey,
my
welcome back.
Hey.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Well,
Here
he
it
looked
is,
it up
Here
for
it is.
me.
We doing a deep dive on your Instagram?
Yes. Here is.
Shout out Hot Ones.
Dude, that is like our dream.
Yeah, hot
To get
ones.
on that
Oh,
train.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to get that quality.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I unabashedly admit that a lot of what I'm doing on this channel is stolen from Hot Ones, or from the Green brothers, John and Hank Green,
No.
or from other YouTube channels that I really enjoy.
Well, we got a show idea for you if you want to do it. We've never done it.
Uh-huh.
It's called Whiskey Business.
Well, you know I do whiskey reviews.
Yeah, I see.
With my drummer, actually, or by myself.
Yeah.
But it's my 3 ladies. Say hi. Hi. Oh, your mom's already done 2 cameos, so you know, don't worry about
She's getting paid big.
it.
Our whole budget's going on.
Yes, honestly. Okay, so he said Las Vegas Vegas. Each tune seems to aim for a balance of blues-based American classic rock and UK psychedelic pop.
UK psychedelic.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then he refers to a certain song, the first one on the moon.
Mhm.
He says it sounds Beatle-esque, with tracks like Salma and Lunatica putting a discernibly Latin spin to the band's late 60s cosmic garage foundation and mixing things up even further.
I feel
Late
like she
60s
just,
house,
she just
yeah,
put a bunch of
garage,
words into a jar,
It
and
sounds
shake them,
like
and then
it.
put them on
A
a
little bit.
60s
That's all-
garage, but
that's-
psychedelic.
That's really it.
Every
yeah.
CD review I do, that's what I. No, I would really love to review your CD, and I would try to use those words
Again.
Beatlesque. This
Yeah.
Beatlesque album has a lot of Beatlesque sounding tunes.
Yeah.
Vic is gonna be
That
so
they really are
hard.
pushing
Dude.
Beatlesque.
Now,
Oh,
have you
yes.
heard of the band The Beatles?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Then you're gonna like the Seduction.
I especially enjoyed when the drummer sang.
yeah.
Me too.
The song about
Ringo.
Garden.
Ringo.
He did sing
Ringo.
actually in,
Quack,
in
quack,
Volume 2.
quack.
He sings in a lot of songs.
He
Actually.
sings
Okay.
in a lot of songs.
Moving on. Any musical goals for your band? Like, what's that next like pie in the sky dream that you're aiming for? Is there you want to open for somebody, or you want to go on tour, or do a festival, or just we're working on learning this type of music, or what?
Yeah.
I really want to feel like what it feels like to be like a traveling band, like just
Yeah.
go on tour for like a
I've got a
month or
video
two.
about that.
Which I've also seen.
We've only
Oh,
gone
man.
out of state for like one show and then like come right
Three
back.
shows. Oh yeah, like one
Like
one
we'll
day
do
and
one
then
show
come
and
back.
then like come back.
But we've done that
never
recently.
like.
We've done that
I'm
We went to Arizona,
Man.
California, and it's been really fun, man.
Henderson or Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But it's been really fun. Like,
There's a difference between going on tour where you're driving
Right.
and you're
no,
coming
absolutely, yeah.
back to where you're orchestrating hotel rooms
Yeah, yeah.
and flights
That's
and
what I'm
getting your stuff there
that's
safely.
what I'm referring to.
Well,
That's
that's
what
where
I'm
you hire
referring
a team
Yeah.
to do it for you, because
Nah,
you will
nah.
screw it up.
No, we're
Yeah.
pretty responsible.
Especially that one.
Even Iron Maiden, whose lead singer is a actual pilot and flies Flight 666 to all their shows, even they
Oh, is that why
have
they
somebody
the
else
plane?
do all the other stuff. Yeah, that's their
Because I
thing.
seen the plane, like, how much did they have to pay? Like, okay, well, that makes sense. He's a pilot.
He dresses up in the pilot outfit and everything,
Nice.
which is amazeballs. Moving on to favorite show memory. What's
Our
a
show
show
or
that
like
you've done
us?
together? Yeah, a show you guys have done where you've got a real funny or just I almost went to jail or whatever.
The one where it rained.
Cali?
Oh, the house party where it
Yeah,
rained?
house party where it rained.
Why?
That one.
I mean, played in the rain and then regretted it immediately
No,
afterwards.
no. Not in the rain. We had to go inside the house.
Oh
My
yes,
niece's place.
yeah, that one. I thought you were talking about the
No,
other.
no, no, no.
Tell us more.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
You go.
Okay.
So what happened was
What
the,
had
the year was 1954.
What had happened was
See?
I went back in time to save my parents from
whatever.
we had a house party.
Nobody calls me chicken. Just start calling me.
Just like- so his name was Jim Gordon, right? He was the commissioner. That time he was like, okay, no.
Are you enjoying this, guys? Are
You
like,
brought it
You,
Oh, yeah.
you've done this to yourself.
Trust me, this is nothing.
Okay.
You know,
okay, let's
you
turn
know,
it up.
Let's turn it up.
you know who you are. This is nothing.
Turn it up. Turn it up
Okay.
right now.
We had a thing where like, who can get us drunk on camera?
That's what we said we were gonna do that. But then we also have to perform now.
Only if she's drinking too. I'm just kidding. One of you has to.
No, she drinks. I just don't know why.
Hey, you know what? If you're dehydrated, good for you for self-care.
Yeah, I was in the sun the whole morning.
I'm
But-
hungover.
Well, that's how you cure yourself. So I mean.
Okay, anyways, the show was it was happening outside, and then it started to get really windy. Right before we're about to perform, it starts to pour down. So the show gets brought inside, everything, right?
It's
And-
like a room like about this big,
Yeah, it's a living room, right? And
but it's divided. So like the whole band is right here, and like all the crowd like
yeah,
right
really
here.
tight space.
Intimate.
Yeah, very intimate. And that show was amazing, man. Like everyone was moving to the same beat because that's the only way you could do
I was
it.
gonna
you
say
know?
they didn't have a choice.
They didn't have a choice.
We would go into parts where like the songs would get hype and everyone would start like moshing and it was like scary. But
Yeah,
it was
it's like
cool at the
kinda
same
like-
time. Like you don't know if you're gonna get sucked in the face. You're playing
Kissed,
guitar, you know.
You
Like,
know?
Sounds like Evil Pie.
Yeah, which we would love to play.
Yes.
Yes.
If anyone's out there.
Greatly.
And I like pizza.
We love your pizza as well.
It is. I mean, Evil Pie. Literally, this is the end of the stage. This is the audience. Like, if they're into you, they're into you.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna feel it because you're gonna get
they're
punched.
gonna be on stage.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those kind of venues.
yeah.
And also the pizza's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And-
the three sausage pizza. man.
Goblin?
I have a special shout out to Lacey Ferguson, who runs sound at Evil Pie. You are appreciated. I really appreciate you today, especially, and you know why. My band, the Dirty Martinis, the jazz.
Shout out Dirty Martini.
Thank you. The Vintage Vegas tribute band.
Shout out into Vegas.
We shot our promo video today, and Lacey came and ran the actual video cameras, the one on the rails and everything. You did awesome. Thank you very much. She did not run sound, actually. My 11-year-old daughter ran sound and lighting, and that was awesome too.
Nice.
But shout out to Sar Sheffer for hooking that up. Shout out to Steve Byers Production for letting us do it. Shout out to BJ Therio, who is my bass player and also owns Redstone Studios, where we recorded the demo. Shout out to Spencer King and Sean Flume and myself. We did awesome. It was awesome.
Did you shout your
Shout
out?
out.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
You
everyone.
shout your-
I did.
I should start doing that.
Round of applause to Elias. You
Can we
keep
get
it
an
strong,
applause
man.
for John, the
You know
guitarist,
what?
as you're playing
I just want to say, I did awesome.
Hey, Josh, shout out. You did amazing, man. And it just returns right back.
Hook her up. Get her some potato water.
Potato water?
Vodka.
Oh.
So, to my favorite show memory.
Yes, favorite show memory.
Yeah.
No, I
It was a show where.
I already
That's nice.
So water.
It was a show where there was barely anyone, if I remember correctly. Before going on stage, we decided it doesn't matter how many people there's out there. We are gonna do the best that we can.
Was this the Rebar one?
No, the artisan one.
Artisan.
Oh.
Yeah. We're like there
Where
was.
was it? We just came back from California.
Yeah. No, it's the one time that you were gone. We were playing with Stop on Green.
You played a show.
Oh, it was last April.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Oh,
name
that's
drop.
right.
It's all the time. Yeah, shout out to Stop on Green.
Stop on
You
Green.
dropped this name, dude.
Thanks, bro. So there was barely anyone. We were like last, I think, but we're like, fuck it. We're gonna play how we want to perform it if we were to be performing in front of hundreds of people. And that, ever since then, it was like a revelation, you know. Ever since then, we've played shows exactly like that. If it's to one person, if it's to 2 people, to 50, we always do our best to put on a great show.
And that is actually really hard. It's hard. I find it's harder to perform to like 2 drunks in a bar.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because I've performed for up to 1,000 people, and it kind of gets to the point where you're just like, all right, just perform.
Yeah.
Because you're not focusing on, say, one person. But when it's 2 drunks and a bartender, you better make them happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then one of them
Oh,
comes
well,
over and unplugs the cable from your guitar's
Yeah,
pedal board.
absolutely.
That was
Has that
fun.
really happened?
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. It was on his way out actually, and he just pulled a plug out from the guitar's pedal board, and we just kept going. But you're just like,
What an asshole.
yeah, dude.
Like he was like,
Dude, you're a dick. Anyway,
like he was like, shut up.
basically it was distortion. You know, when you're drunk, you can sometimes
Yeah.
get what.
She didn't like your opinion, I don't think.
I think she likes that drum.
But anyways, the mantra is, I think we've said this before. Don't wait to the audience don't wait for the audience to give you the energy you need to perform.
Right.
You
You
give
provide
them
it.
the energy to enjoy.
Exactly. You're the one putting on the show.
Yeah.
And they're doing
hired
you
to
a favor
entertain.
Yeah.
by being there.
Yeah.
Just like they're doing me a favor by being here.
Just like he's
It's
doing
not
the
up to
favor
you. It's not up to them to make you enjoy performing.
Yeah.
And that is something I had to learn the hard way of just be like, all right, just play like I want to play it.
Yeah.
And if we have fun, they're gonna have fun.
Absolutely.
And you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you love watching a band that has fun with each other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you don't love a band that looks like
No,
Robots.
because like if
or they
you,
just somebody's pissed at somebody.
Yeah.
we've all seen that one band where
Yeah.
like they look kind of awkward on stage and like they don't really know how
Right.
to move around or look at each other. And
Especially like
you will get weirded
you
out.
can always tell
watching
the
that.
first show of a band because it's either like that
Uh-huh.
or it's just way too much energy. You're just like, dude,
Chill.
you're misplaying chords.
We get it. You like Coke.
Yeah, you're missing the strings when you play. Just calm down a bit. Favorite?
I've done that before, to be honest.
Who hasn't? You know,
Coke?
no.
No.
Okay.
When you're so excited, you're just so into it, and
Yeah.
you
If
realize.
you want to get that into that,
Yeah.
I don't know if what the rating of this show is, but
Rated R.
it's rated R.
It's rated X for excellent. Anyway, favorite show memory?
I don't know, man. I kind of like when I'm playing, I don't like. I'll have to ask them like later on, like, hey man, how was the show?
Yeah, that's also
I'll-
true.
I'm
There-
like in my own thing.
Yeah.
You don't have any like story about somebody pissing on an amp? Or...
Well, one time I
What
got
about
punched in
that time?
California.
Yes, that
No! We're telling this story?
Well, I mean,
Go for it, man.
well, they tell it better because
Look,
Wow.
this show is all about telling your fans
Okay.
and
Okay.
people that might be your fans who you are off the
We're-
stage.
Everyone knows this. We tell the story, but okay.
Well, let's tell it
Yeah.
again.
Oh,
So everyone,
yay.
we're gonna do a quick, very fast dive. Went to California, had a show in the middle of in the desert.
Great.
There was techno music playing 24/7. We were playing on Sunday with another band that invited us, and leading up to there, all we brought was alcohol. We didn't bring any food.
A big ass cooler full of alcohol.
Yeah, we didn't think about food. If it wasn't for Ricky, shout out Ricky, we would have died.
Yes.
And his wife,
Beautiful.
because they fed us. But so we brought alcohol, and another set of friends came, and one of the boyfriends of a set of friends kept coming to the cooler, right? And we said, anyone can come and grab a drink, no problem.
All
we had
liberal and shit.
we had a bottle and just alcohol everywhere, and he was also smoking weed, wax, if I remember correctly. So a combination of alcohol and wax just like made him crazy, man. He was paranoid. He was thinking that someone stole his keys, slamming the doors. And then the girls that he was with, they were scared, and they're like, "Can you go see what you can do?"
Well, we had tents. We were like, staying
it was
the night.
like, yeah. Can you help us out to see what you can do? It's like, all right. So we go out there, and I'm following him. You know, like I'm trying to initiate something. You know, if he wants to fight, we can fight. And
Well,
then
they-
It didn't just happen like that. Some other exchanges
Yeah,
happened
but-
going on.
yeah, it escalated very quickly.
We followed him
Viewers
around
will be proud.
for
Yeah,
like
honestly.
an hour while he was drunk and high, just like trying to like.
You know how we handled that situation was very Beatlesque.
It was.
And like very like 60s house.
Okay.
I followed him, and if we want to fight, we're gonna fight.
Yeah. So I'm right here, right?
And
And
a certain very Latin spin on
he
it.
turns around and he goes, "What?" And I go, "What?" So he pushes me, right? I'm him and you're me. Pushes me. And then John comes up, he's like, "What?" And then he pushes him, right? Vic is right here eating a bag of cookies. Blah! Blah! Gets up twice in the face. The one dude, he's
Oh.
like, "This guy's way too big. He looks really rough. This dude is eating him." He stomped him. So,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, but long story short, everything
Where
was all
where was
right.
Knives?
She was knocked out in the
sleeping.
tent.
I was having nightmares, but these two get mean by wolves. So.
Okay, but like in real life, right?
Yeah,
They
you're
think,
actually
like,
getting
you're
With
like,
a name
"Ah,
like Knives, she's the closer.
Yeah.
She's the scrapper.
She's the secret weapon, you know.
She's
Wah,
not
wah,
If
wah.
I was there, you know, something.
we could have been dying, like screaming like, "No!"
I'm gonna take this nail file and.
Yeah. And
Let's
that's
pull up.
Callie's story.
Okay, that's random. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, no, we took care of him after beating our homie up. He was like all sad. He's like, "I'm sorry," because his girlfriend had just recently broke up with him right there on the spot, and we took care of him for the rest of the night. Dude.
Don't break up somebody at a show.
No, he was acting like an idiot.
in the desert.
No, but you still don't do that at a show.
I mean, technically the show hadn't happened yet. So
Yeah.
before the show.
Yeah.
It was. Oh,
Exactly.
also, this was happening like at 1 in the morning. Yeah.
The show hadn't even started yet, and it was 1 in the morning.
Also, we were
The
on
show
acid.
never ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You got a favorite show memory, or did we already hear?
I think. Well, I like all these stories, but I think I might just say one different one. Is this one time we were playing at the Rebar. We were playing with a bunch of our other friends.
Shout out to the other friends, man.
Yeah.
Marumpa,
No Que No.
Totitlanti, No Que No, the Hideaways.
Uh,
The Sons played
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Sons.
Yeah.
Mom and
yeah,
Alan.
Mom and Alan. But yeah, but like for some reason that show really sticks out in my mind because we were all like just into it. Like it was one of those
Stranger
moments.
Things?
Yeah, it was that one. It was one of those moments where like we were all just getting down. We were playing really well. All the bands were like right there watching us. You can look out in the audience and the room was like vibing. You know, like well, that was pretty cool.
The show ended and then we were all taking turns, like one guitarist, one bassist, and a drummer. We would go up
Yeah,
and
that
like
was
play
really
with
cool.
each other, like
Yeah.
Oh, that's always
different
cool.
bands.
I love when it's a big love in with the other bands.
Yeah.
I hate when the other bands are just like get off stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those bands that you just mentioned, we're really close friends with all of them. Like they've
Yeah.
made a
Right.
huge impact in our lives.
And they've helped us out a lot. Like
Yeah.
they, from the moment we met them, they started inviting us to shows and shit like that.
To hang out.
We've never seeked out a
Some-
show.
some-
It's always because we get invited by other
Right.
Mhm.
bands.
Some of my best show memories personally is not ones I've actually played, but where I'm hanging with the band backstage, you know, in the green room or whatever, and then I'm watching them from backstage. I'm like, I have the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
Mm.
And every now and then one of them look over and you know you do something goofy, whatever, and you try to make
mess
them lose
with
it. Yeah. I love doing that to drummers. Be like, twirl. It's a ballad.
That's amazing. Drum solo.
It's an acoustic.
He's playing the cajon.
Go John Bonham on it.
Oh my god. All right, so moving from favorite show memory, favorite venue. It could be one that you haven't played yet, or that you just, live music sounds really awesome, or whatever.
The bunkhouse, man.
The bunkhouse is pretty.
This current incarnation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I just recently heard about that.
The old?
That it's going through like some changes.
They're on like version
Isn't
3 or
it
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to the bunkhouse when they had the listening tree?
Mm-mm.
What is that?
There was a brief period of time where they were really pushing the more artsy side of things,
Okay.
and they had there's a big tree out in the outside, the side yard, backyard, whatever. There's that big tree, and they had headphones hanging from the branches, and each one had a different style of music.
What?
That's kind of rad.
That's-
so
It's
cool.
great, except in the rain.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
But yeah, I was like, oh cool, this is world beat, or oh cool, this is some punk band, and it was really cool. You didn't know necessarily who was playing, but it was really awesome. That vibe was very arts district.
How long ago was this?
Oh, years ago. But no,
We were probably not even aware of the
20 years!
Well, what's it? Backstage Bar also has like really good sound when they have a good sound guy.
Oh, yeah, Triple B's?
Triple B,
Yeah.
yes. I played there once, acoustic show, and I'll never forget the door opening to the stage door.
Oh my god!
Somebody went through there, and I was like,
oh my god!
what is that?
I'm
thinking I gotta somehow get up on stage.
We
And,
played our first show there recently, and like it feels so cool, like opening that thing and like walking in.
everybody
from
knows
behind
about it,
the
and yet at the
stage.
same time, you're just like,
I know, it's so
fuck,
casual.
dude.
I'm here. Just,
Yeah.
but it was very, very cool, and it was acoustic, so the sound sounded decent. But I've been in the audience for electric shows, and it's really good shows.
Yeah.
Sound I don't know who does sound at Triple B. I don't know who does sound at Bunkhouse, but you're doing good work. Keep it up.
Yeah, the sound guy at the bunkhouse is always very accommodating.
If you
Yes.
know, please comment below so I can reach out to them.
Shout out to the sound guy.
I'm trying to put together a show of
All sound guys.
local sound
Sound guys.
sound engineers. Lacey Ferguson and others. There's actually multiple female sound engineers that are doing really good work in this town
So
too.
what's the show? Is it just like give me cake, give me guitar,
Snare.
You know what? That's actually one of the questions I was gonna I want to ask them when they're all together is get them here and be like, so why do you ask some of the things that you ask? Why do you?
Give me the snare and the bass together.
And
hit the stick, hit the sticks.
the short answer is think about recording.
No, yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
just saying, all right, start playing, and I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'll figure out all the different mics.
Right.
You got to isolate. And it's kind of the same thing. They're basically recording without the recording part,
Mm-hmm.
except when they are recording. So, we got everybody's favorite venue.
Bunkhouse, I think.
Yeah, I can't
Artist
remember
was dope
Bunkhouse
too.
and Triple B's, but there was this one time at the Rebar where we were in charge of the sound.
Yeah.
So we were in charge because there's no sound
Yeah.
guy. But no, there was
I've never done that.
great vocals because we were actually able to control it and
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah,
it
Yeah.
was
I actually, I
That was a good thing.
that was yeah.
Oddfellows is pretty
I
cool.
was my indie rock band, The
Yeah,
Suspense, was
upstairs.
playing. My indie rock band, The Suspense, was playing a place where I knew they let anybody mess with the sound. So it was all janky and it was really messed up. And so I just brought my sound gear just in case. And I ended up the person that they had hired had to flake. So I ended up running sound for the show, got paid some money, and it was an acoustic person opening. Indie rock band us,
Oh no.
metal like
Oh my
metal,
God.
and I mixed it
Dude, that sounds
excellent. The secret is turn the bass down, turn the treble up on the vocals, and suddenly you can hear what he's saying.
Oh my God. Isn't that a gift from
Even
God?
if he's got the mic halfway shoved into his mouth.
I know.
He was, yeah.
It's like he's trying to do like those like cameras that go in like.
You get it. You're trying to sing what you ate this morning.
Right. But no, as soon as I heard him start, I was like, there
What's
goes
the name of
bass, there goes treble. I can't remember.
What is the
years
name
ago.
of this band?
I see, because I still, for some reason we get booked with, we're like one of the few bands that, at least like with all our friends, where like we'll have a ska show or like a rockabilly show, a rock show, a metal show, and like for some reason like we get booked a lot through like
Right in between the two
yeah
bands.
no
right?
like
Two of them.
yeah, or like we'll do a bunch of different style shows and we'll be like in between
The transition.
two ska bands here, us, another two ska bands, or like
Yeah.
metal, us, metal. This is like,
Try this. My first band, I was the singer, obviously, and we were
Obviously.
because I'm a singer. So I did.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to
Shout out
Josh,
to
singer.
I was amazing.
He did
So
great.
anyway,
Great job.
and for whatever reason, like I'm 22, the rest of the band is like 18, 19 years old, so they can't even like stay around after we're done playing in bars, you know.
Right.
And we kept getting booked for these small little punk shows where you got punk band opening. There's us, which sounds like Eddie Vedder singing with the Stones. That's exactly how we were described, and that's about right. Yeah, yeah, it was
Very interesting.
These young kids had like old souls. They were very, very
Yeah.
classic rock influenced, and I was at the time Pearl Jam was huge, and I was just singing that way. And then a punk band would finish, and the punk fans would be like, get off the stage. But the bands would totally be dancing and watching to us.
Nice.
And I'd be like,
Look at you, Josh.
well, that's what music is. You appreciate what they're doing musically.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Whereas if I'm just a fan of a band, I'm listening to the lyrics.
Right.
And that's, first off, that's why I like Dave Grohl. He writes lyrics that I'm like, yeah, I wish I'd written that. But it's not.
Like,
it's
you
not,
are my hero.
But it's not the Beatles. Nice. But it's not the Beatles. It's not Bob Dylan.
Right.
But he's writing stuff that isn't just ooh.
Well, they're like
Repeating
simple,
the same thing
repetitive,
over. Oh wait, he does
yeah,
repeat the same thing over a few
But like,
times.
I love the Foo Fighters.
Yep.
They're my jam.
Moving on. Favorite venue. Is there a dream show that you want to play as the Red Seduction? Like, you know, you want to be on a tour with
Well,
someone.
obviously, I don't know.
You want to.
Spandex Nation.
Oh, yeah.
And the next thing-
You know who they are, right?
Yeah.
Man,
No,
I would
that's
love
not
to
even-
follow them.
It's not a joke.
Not even a joke.
While you're at
We
it,
used
I
to go
mean,
every weekend to the Fremont,
Fremont
and
to
we would
watch
go
it.
watch Spandex Nation.
Spandex
Nation.
Nation.
Shout
Every
out
time
to
Spandex Nation, we would scream out.
while you're at it, go for Steel Panther and the
Yeah,
Whippets.
yeah, honestly. But man,
I honestly don't even know if they're actually still around. 'Cause
Or the
of-
same.
we haven't been
Yeah.
the same dude.
No.
Yeah. No, they're not the
I haven't
same.
heard
No,
anything
not
from
the
them for a
same
while.
No,
There was a minute where the
They
singer
changed.
stayed and everybody else changed,
Yeah,
and then
everybody
the
else
singer
changed.
changed. I don't know what's going on, but like they were.
But yeah, like I mean, they pull a crowd, man.
Dude,
They,
they're-
they-
I love the fact that
opening
you
for
went
us.
local. You went like Spandex Nation, not like we'd love to play with Zeppelin. We'd
No,
love to play
bro.
with the Stones.
Well,
or we'd love to play
they
with...
broken up, though.
I'm trying to be realistic.
I mean,
Set that bar low.
You know,
recently when Paul McCartney came to the
Shout out Paul
arena,
McCartney.
we went to go watch all four of us went to watch the Paul McCartney arena.
Yeah.
We hit him up on Instagram, like, hey man, let us open.
Let us open
Yeah.
Do we do that? We do that every time.
Anybody.
The weekend,
Anybody that would be their dream gig.
Oh, yeah.
we went to go see The Weeknd. We hit him up. It was like, hey, can we play after you?
It's like, you know what?
Can you guys backline?
Keep
or
doing that.
what's-
It's
We went to go see
eventually.
When he broke up with
Without-
Talina, we were like, hey man, come hang,
Come
we'll
hang,
take
we'll
care
get
of
you
you.
some drinks, man.
We'll,
Like,
we'll make you
take care
forget.
of you.
Let's tell it, man.
Call out our name,
How about that?
and I'll be on our.
All I want, just once. I don't care. All I want, just once, is to get through an interview. No, I'm just kidding. All I want is to walk out at a festival and just hear that.
Yeah, that would.
Even if they don't know who the hell we
Yeah.
are,
Yeah.
and we
But
do our
they're
stuff
there
and they're
for the
appreciative,
fun, yeah.
and we get off and we're like, oh, that was amazing. I don't care if we sell any CDs or whatever,
Yeah.
tables. I just want that just once. I've had it like 1,000 people, but I want that, you know, the wave. Because the only music festivals I've done have been like 50 people. Yeah.
I think another good feeling is when you're done playing a set
Mhm.
and everybody sings another one. Or in
Oh, yeah,
Spanish,
encore.
otra,
Otra.
otra. Man, that's really
fucking
humbling
dope.
every time that happens.
It is. And then you look at whoever's running the
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah,
Can we do
yeah, you
it?
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we? Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
And then you see the other
Unless
bands
you're
that play
headlining.
after you.
That's
and
the
they're
Yeah,
like,
like,
Yeah.
That is the best part about
man.
best part about headlining, which is just going last.
Yeah.
Is that you know what we can go longer
Yeah.
unless they shut us down.
But the best feeling is when you use somebody else's stuff, so you don't gotta break down.
Backlines are life. Backlines are life.
Hashtag
Backlines
backlines are
is
live.
Yes, I always wanted to put together a
Backlines
show.
matter.
I always wanted to put together a show where everybody's gear was set up before the show even
Yeah.
started. So literally, you just walked on stage and played, and you left your gear there, and the next band came up.
Yeah, yeah.
I always wanted to do that, where literally there was no transition, there was no step.
We tried to do something like that with like 2 stages stuff, but like the venue we're trying to just got like it's just gonna be a mess.
Well, yeah, you have to have the right size stage.
And the same thing for the Rebar, because they had this station, and across the street they had this little theater area.
Right.
Like now I think closed down, right?
Yeah,
Or-
well,
I
they're
think-
not allowed to use
Yeah,
it.
they're not allowed to use it.
It's like
Are you
Or
not
something.
parking anymore?
Not even.
I don't. Like, I haven't been there, but like we were trying to do a thing where like as soon as this band gone, this band's already set up here with all the instruments, you know, just like
So the music
shepherd the
continues, you
people,
know?
shepherd the people out to the other side, and then
Rounding out the group, there's my father-in-law. Hi, father-in-law.
Hello,
Hi,
father.
father-in-law.
Hola.
Hola.
He and my mother-in-law actually used to sail on that boat that you can't see in La Paz.
Lucky, do you have a captain's hat? I've been looking for one.
No.
Well, you're from La Paz?
I said you used to sail on that boat in La Paz.
Yeah.
And then he said you have a captain's hat.
I don't have a captain's.
Oh man, I've been looking for one for ages.
Say something in Spanish.
Something that's
Hola.
He's
nice.
actually pretty fluent. More fluent than I am, that's for sure.
More fluent than me for sure.
Alright.
All right.
I stutter in Spanish, dude. Like, and I work with Mexicans, and like, they'll rip your ass, dude.
Oh yeah.
They will.
You can't
Well,
stutter.
that's why I started off right away. It was like, lo siento, soy güero. And then
I wish I at least had the
good.
excuse, but like, look at you, clearly not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the best is if you're rolling out some German or Polish or something, and they'll be like,
What?
yeah, no, I've learned I just don't bother anymore with it unless we know each other pretty well, and you know I'm not trying to make fun of your culture or trying to, whatever.
That's a thing?
Well, you got to be careful when you're melanin challenged to
Oh my god.
Melanin disabled.
Challenge.
send all your hate mail to room6lb@gmail.com. So,
No, you got a Mexican man. I think you cover your base.
Yeah,
no,
We rap for you. We rap for you. We rap for you. We rap for you.
Look, bro, I'm like,
hey man, I have had a GP before.
oh, really?
Get a pass. Anyway,
Busted up.
no, but my wife
It's
and
a
I,
do-rag.
well, it's been years. My wife and I both pick up accents really easily, and if you're not careful, it can sound like you're I'm trying to sound like you, but I'm not speaking your language. And I personally feel that way. I think about that a lot whenever someone's speaking that. I have to, if I'm going to say something in your language, I will go with the accent.
Right.
But I will definitely not be like, hey man, how's it going?
Yeah.
Like the slow. Like,
Yeah.
That's the one thing too. Like, how is speaking English slower and louder makes someone of a different language understand you?
Yeah. 2019. Yay. Next show. When's your next show?
So that's
September?
As of right now, September 22nd?
13th.
13th at the bunkhouse.
At the bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse.
Awesome. Is there who else? Do you know who else you're playing with?
The
Well,
Phantom Crows or
they
something?
misspelled our name on the poster, so technically we're playing with the Reed
Reed
Seduction.
the Reed Seduction.
Wait. They added an E.
They added an A.
And A.
Like Reed,
Oh,
like
Reed.
Reed.
No, it's the red.
Yeah.
I read Seduction.
So the Red Seduction is playing with the Reed Seduction, and then.
That's hilarious.
And we're not trying
I
to
love
like,
that.
we're not
That is
trying
the-
to
We're not
like
even gonna
correct it, so we can like go with it.
That is the
We're not
good
gonna say anything.
the good news is that audibly it sounds exactly the same, but I've never heard of that
And we're
fail.
just at the end, like this is the last show of the Reed Seduction.
Seduction.
First and last of the Reed Seduction. You're
Are we
special.
looking?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'll take it.
Come on, you gotta love these shirts, man.
Yeah, they're good.
That was a bit hit to my confidence, but okay.
I just get drunk, it's cool. I won't let it affect me.
Next time you wear one, you get drunk.
I'll just cry tomorrow about it.
Well,
Hi.
you cry when you see the pictures.
Don't cry out loud.
What did I do to you? We just met.
I mean, they brought their own booze even.
Wow.
Jack Rye whiskey.
Would you like some?
No, he is a gin and tonic man.
Oh, nice! I love.
Or a
Time
wino.
of
They
day.
Those are winos.
You know you like to party.
What's your favorite gin?
Have you met a sailor before? Oh boy, they party.
Damn.
What's your favorite gin?
He likes
Oh,
the
this
cheap
is-
stuff. Kirkland.
This is,
Shout out to Kirkland.
Have you
Costco.
tried aviation?
but they don't sell. What's the other one?
Bombay.
Another well-known gin. And they don't sell it anymore, and the bottle's just like that. So I think it's that gin.
I also go with the cheap London Dry.
London Dry.
Beefeater.
Beefeater, that's the one.
Yeah.
No, something. We didn't just get.
No, we got London Dry last time. Beefeater's pretty good too.
But I'll tell you what, the 80 proof blended scotch from Kirkland, really good.
Yeah.
If you ever want to try, like I want to try blended, get into some scotch without actually going for the hard stuff.
Yeah.
It's really approachable and it's really yummy, and it's my Tuesday scotch.
Nice.
I really want to try the
Aviation gin.
Well, I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds,
That's why.
but I hate gin.
Dude, I am straight. But if Darren Reynolds said was like, call me and be like, hey man, you and me right now, I'll be like, look at his back.
No, I'm sorry.
You know.
I would call my
First of
girlfriend.
all,
I got something stuck on there.
no. First of all, yes, Ryan Reynolds.
He's
Well,
a handsome boy.
I would have your baby, but no.
He's a handsome
There's
boy.
I would just
Shout out
call my
Ryan
girlfriend.
Reynolds.
I'm not asking permission. I'm just letting
Your
you know.
girlfriend would be
it's
like,
gonna
"Can I
happen."
watch?"
I'm just letting you know it's happening. Surprise.
Happy birthday.
When am I gonna get this shine again?
You know,
Sound like
there's a couple where I'd be like,
Ryan Reynolds and
I'm
Betty White.
open to experimentation for the sake of the story.
for the sake of the plot.
What is the story arc? What are you doing?
The story is, I was with Ryan Reynolds. That's it.
The end.
Did you see his bottle cap challenge?
No.
I did see it.
So
He broke the whole bottle.
he was on
What's
slow mo,
that
and he's doing the spin. He's looking like Deadpool. He's like, yeah, you're okay. And then he kicks the bottle across the trailer, and he immediately walks out the door.
Yeah.
He's like, oh crap.
It's like he did this thing with Hugh Jackman because Ryan Reynolds has
Oh,
a
that was
Hugh
hilarious,
Jackman
yes.
has a coffee and like they did commercials for each other.
And he's like, Hugh Jackman's.
He's the nicest guy.
Yeah,
he had this
ever.
wonderful thing. Like Hugh
And-
Jackman is like Ryan Reynolds is a piece of shit, and like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
dumps the tin over. He's like, one day I'll try it.
Oh man, I love those two guys.
Honestly, if you wanted to get better conversation out of us, ask us about movies. The music thing
It'll never
is
end.
the back burner.
The music thing is a plan B of the movie.
Unfortunately, that's another channel.
That's
But-
Room 5.
When Room 5. It's funny you say that. Anyway,
Whoa.
no.
Little teaser. Huh?
No.
Quentin Tarantino movie coming out this
Make sure somebody
Friday.
come on. Don't give Avengers.
This time, it's really personal. Moving on. We're not doing movies, but let's talk gear.
Ooh.
Your drummer's gonna go last
Gear of
because
war.
I know
I got a lot.
every drummer's a gear whore, and they're always like minutia. Yeah, you. What are you rocking right now?
Terrible musician. I don't even.
No,
what
we're
is
all
it?
terrible.
Trust me.
A Roland.
If you know the brand name, you're good.
Roland.
Roland Juno something.
Yeah.
Juno 5?
Juno
Because I'm about to
something
get a
there.
case for it. That's all.
And then
I'm
which
It's,
is-
it's a it costs like $800. It's a really good.
Then we
Are
just had a
you just
Essential.
plug right into PA?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
No,
we
I-
had.
Oh yeah, we have our own.
Roland app. It's
yeah.
a big. It's
Okay.
a big.
800 watts, I think.
Yeah, we
It's
fucking.
heavy as fuck. I hate it.
Fuck, yeah.
I
It
hate
takes two.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
never heard
keyboard
it.
amps are not light. I remember well, but some keyboards are not light.
I mean, like,
Yeah, like a
it's
beat
easy. Like, if we
reorganism,
play like the bundle, we can just plug in straight to the PA.
Right.
So, you know.
Honestly, in some ways, I think you've got the easiest. You don't have to tune. You don't have-
Oh yeah, I always like set up and like just like.
No, hold on. She does has the easiest. She don't even carry her equipment.
Ah, just to make the.
Who's the front?
Fuck your ramp, dude.
Who's the front person? Who's the lead singer? Right. It's your job to carry their gear.
I help.
I gotta.
I'll carry.
I'm just kidding.
We
That's
help.
not.
We help.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
true.
You're trying to start beef, ain't you?
You know who has the easiest load in?
I literally,
Harmonica
I never
player.
carry.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he gets someone else to bring it in for him.
Yeah, right.
What does a singer bring? Do they bring their
stand?
mics sometimes?
Yeah,
Or-
right.
They don't have to.
Half the
right?
time, the PA belongs to the singer. They're bringing all the heavy stuff.
Well, but remember that
But they show up
Vanessa
early.
from Child Support had that real cool
Show
looking
up
mic.
early.
Mm.
That goes for anyone.
Right. If you're not early, you're late.
And I play Rickenbacker. Everyone cares.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So you play Rickenbacker.
Yeah, I love it, man.
How many?
And I use a lot of pedals too from the bass. Believe
How
it
many
or not.
strings?
4, of course.
Oh, yeah. There's a band that's going to be on the show that they have 10 string bass.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's amazeballs, and he plays all of them all the way out, and it's just like, oh my god, it's amazing. Anyway,
Is he bored? Like, he's already playing.
I
Dude.
think he just wants to play
no,
guitar.
they're shout out to Revolta. I'm looking forward to that interview.
I'm sorry.
No, honestly, I was sitting there trying to count them. And finally, I went over and I was kind of videoing for the show. I did a review of them actually. Link is here, and I'm like, how many is that? I had to ask him
After
later.
2, you're like, wait, what?
10 strings.
What?
I think
What?
it's 10
What?
strings. Was I drunk? It might be 7. Anyway, it was a lot.
Honestly, a bass with more strings, in my opinion, is harder to play because
Yeah.
with the 4, you kind of like you know what to do, right?
Right.
Like, but more strings gives more creativity, I suppose, which sometimes someone can't wrap their
Right.
minds around.
When someone makes that investment to go
Yeah.
past the normal, even like 12-string guitar or
Yeah.
anything, you're like, okay, I'm purposely going to be writing. This
I'm gonna be
kind
using.
I'm gonna be using
to
it.
its ultimate
Otherwise,
extent.
I'm just
Yeah.
poser,
Yeah.
just wasting time.
Is that extra string on like a 5-string, let's say, it's going lower, right?
Well, one goes lower, right? And then the
So
rest
it's like the
are
normal
higher.
part.
Yes, I don't know. I'm
Like
asking
that.
you, bass player.
I think so. I think so.
I
So
thought
one
it was
goes
higher.
lower, and then the rest
Or the
are
normal,
higher.
right?
Yeah,
so it'd be
that's
like
right.
B, E, A.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be
If you're
hard.
a bass
because if
player
you're
and you know
playing
this
on the
answer,
B,
put it in the comments.
I don't know.
So you're playing Rickenbacker through
Yes,
what
sir.
amp? Through what? Harkey?
Harkey, yes.
Good stuff.
And I have a dark glass distortion pedal, a desert. Yeah, I have lots of pedals.
Is it a Harkey cab too?
Yes. Yeah.
Wireless, so it's not
Oh, yeah, I got a wireless.
He'll like jump off the stage. We have like a cumbia song, and one time he jumped on the stage to
Dance
dance
with the
cumbia
crowd.
while he was playing in the crowd.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that. Man.
How about you? Oh, so you just have how many pedals?
1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have 6.
That's a lot for a bass player.
Yeah, but I really utilize them.
From the
as
but
these
from the
guys.
sounds of it, you do multiple genres,
Yeah.
and so it makes sense.
Like a pig too.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Sounds like I should have played the guitar. Right?
first of all,
You just wanna play
playing with a pick on
Yes,
bass is
nothing wrong.
okay.
Yeah.
It's about here, not
If you're trying to get
Here.
that sound,
The pig is in your heart.
yeah. You know what? There are people that play acoustic guitar with pick, without,
Without pick.
with the little things that slide over
Hey.
your fingers. I forget what they're called.
Finger
It's
sliders.
all about the emotion behind it. And that was for you, Chris Reject from Crimson Riot, who plays with a pick and got crap for playing with a pick.
Wow.
Even though he got crap for playing with a pick on Who Will Rock You Season 1 that they won. People were like, hey, bass player's playing with a pick. Yeah, we won. So,
Who cares?
Is that the 3-piece?
Yes,
I think I saw those Facebook ads.
Crimson Riot rocks. And then their day job doing covers is as the Roxy Gun Project, and they have another guitarist.
Nice. We might become a Beatles cover band.
If this doesn't work out.
You know what? I would say lean into the Mexican
Beatles.
side of things and just be like,
We do.
That's too obvious.
no. Like, think about
No
Metalachi.
one's doing
You
it.
know
Oh,
Metalachi.
okay, gotcha.
You could
yeah.
be like the Beatles, but we're doing the like a mariachi Beatles
Los
thing.
Beatles.
Nobody does
Los
that.
Beatles.
Los Beatles. What is the Spanish word for Beatles?
Los.
Oh my god.
Okay.
See?
Wrong people to ask.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Wait till I get deported and I come back to you.
Hey, I love how you're all Mexican. You're drinking Jack Daniels.
She's the only white girl ever who.
I'm the brownest.
I was
one,
gonna
and I'm
say,
the white
coconut.
girl.
You could-
Yeah.
All right. You know, I do have tequila.
We're rocking that DACA, you know. Obama.
Yeah, me and tequila are not friends
My boy.
anymore.
My boy.
That's
Ooh,
when I.
thanks.
Anyway, what are you rocking?
I play a Fender Jaguar, made in Mexico.
Nice.
It's cherry red. It's beautiful. I love it. I get so many compliments from that guitar. I
Right.
just love that like color scheme too. Like
He
the
also
cherry
gets
red on the white.
compliments from my bass.
Yeah.
To his guitar.
People have
Oh yeah, we didn't say what color yours was.
Jet black.
people have come up to me and been like, "Is that a Rickenbacker?" I'm like,
No,
No,
that's a
but that
bass
is-
player.
Wrong channel. Flip.
It's like super light compared to your old guitar.
Yeah, well, I used
That's
to
your
play a
favorite.
Les Paul.
Try
That
to
was like
open
a
that right refrigerator door and grab the bottle for me.
Which bottle?
That bottle right there. Yes. Here's one I prepared earlier.
Angry Orchard.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Good choice.
Sponsor.
Shout out.
Love this stuff.
Red Solo cups.
Can I ask you a
For
favor?
when you're too poor to drink
Can I
out of
ask you a
glass.
favor?
Oh.
If you pull open that drawer, and there's gonna be oh, never mind. Homeboy got me.
Comfort.
Alcoholism.
I'm just saying.
Alcohol
Any other
power.
band that comes on here, I was gonna say go grab Mickey Mouse's head. 'Cause I've got a Mickey Mouse.
Ooh, don't get your story on this one.
Anyway,
All I'm saying is the original Aladdin. That was better.
There's no
But
argument
the new
about
one
that, I
was
don't think.
Nice. I mean, like, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it was-
The new Aladdin's Jafar is too cute.
Oh my god, no. Let's move on, please.
He's too cute.
So you're playing a Jaguar,
yes,
Cherry Red,
cherry red.
and then your amp.
It's a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe 3.
Ooh, you bring the
Also-
crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
Pedals?
that. I just run it through a Boss ME80. It's like a multi-effect
Okay.
thing.
You're not doing like a lot of toe tapping. You're just like
I don't.
this is
I
the sound.
know,
This
I
is the sound for
haven't-
this song.
No, I don't have it programmed. It has a mode where like every button is
Right.
like essentially a pedal,
Right.
and each button has its own section of knobs.
Mhm.
So I don't have to go into like menus or anything. If I want to change anything on the spot, I
Yeah.
can just do it just like a
Right.
regular
And see,
pedal board.
having listened to some of your stuff, it makes sense because you basically like this is the sound, and I'm pretty much staying with that through most of the song. Maybe change for solo or whatever. When I was writing, for the suspense, I really was aiming for that Foo Fighters sound, like crunchy and then kind of pretty, and like there's a moment of suspense, because that was the name of the band. And but I needed separate pedals because I couldn't sit there and go like.
Yeah.
I needed to be able to immediately turn off the distortion or go to delay or whatever. And so I personally like the toe tapping. Yeah, I don't like the multi, but that's me. And that was the style of music I was going for. Now, if I was playing guitar for my current band, which is jazz, Rat Pack, that kind of stuff, then yeah, it's gonna be one sound for the whole thing pretty much. But
the weird thing about this is like I'm pretty. Like you said, like for the song, it doesn't really change that drastically. It does change from song to song, but to be honest, I'm very tame when it comes to like the sound on the guitar. I just have clean and like my basic sound is just at that point where like it's barely about to break up, and then I can just use dynamics to like make it more distorted.
I love that, right? It's just on the
But
cusp of
he is like
feedback.
the one that's providing most of the distortion, weirdly.
My
sound is very clean.
I was going to ask if you thought you were a bass-driven band.
I think
it's
bass,
drums
right?
and bass.
So your rhythm section driven band.
Yeah.
And that's kind of.
And that's so
I like
cool
that.
They're brothers. They already have that connection.
They
So
do.
it's like,
They look at each other and they just.
So
say,
sometimes-
He likes slapping stuff. He likes beating stuff.
Sometimes like we're the first ones to like hear the song because like he's making it up. I'm like, hey man, come downstairs real quick and play something.
Yeah.
Right. PG-13.
You said he likes slapping stuff. He likes beating stuff. I said
Slapping the bass. So all right, on to the gear whore.
I do have a lot.
How many drum sets do you have?
3.
Only 3.
Only 3 because I don't got space, dude.
Which set is in your living room?
The living room is a
How did you know? Whoa.
Because I've known a few drummers.
So they do all like this.
The one I'm using to practice and the one we take to shows is actually a Pro, an import that I got for free. A friend called me up. He's like my neighbors had a yard sale yesterday, and they're throwing everything they're not selling, and a full fucking kit.
Nice. Someone gave me most of a kit.
Hardware, everything.
Cymbals?
And even had cymbals.
Jeez, I'm jealous.
A Pro cymbal. That's what. Well, I'm using saving cymbals on it. I don't really know much about gear. Like I tried, like I'll look up something and I'll buy like, oh maybe it'll help me out. But like I have the first kit that I bought once because when I first joined the band. He had bought a
shitty $100
shitty drum kit. I would like
Craigslist.
I don't even remember the brand.
It's still better than electric tronic.
Yeah, I still have it in my room up there. But then once I I think because for a long time I was like I suck at this.
No, hold on. Like I'm telling you, this dude's story to the drums is inspirational. So he quit college to do drums for us, right? Before that, we were begging him to join the band. To be like, please be a drummer. You play Beatles rock band in the drums. Right. You know something about beats or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I invited him one time to jam with us.
What happened was one day he was like, hey, let's go to the movie theater. John's kind of come over. They took me to John's house where his dad had a kit set up and like, we're just gonna jam real quick. And then he like got me to go back and play, but like
you tricked him.
Yeah. But they were like,
we weren't actually going to the movies.
They were like they like play fucking Black Sabbath songs and Warface like. I don't know. But like, and then like, I made it was like, I suck at this, I don't know.
And on the way home, I was telling him, so do you like the drums? Because I've been trying to get him to be a drummer forever. And this is the words he told me. He said, listen man, I like that you have something that you like music-wise. That's not me. Stop asking.
Because every
I swear to you.
Like
I swear to you.
And now every other drummer like is like a fan of his now.
What's funny is it's usually the bass player that's like, well, they needed a bass player, and I didn't know how to play bass, but I figured I'd pick it up.
I've always played the bass,
but it was.
He had that shitty drum kit in the garage, and one day I was like, so the two songs I learned to play drums on, like Limb, like when you separate your.
Oh yeah. That's to me, that's always the hardest part of drumming.
Yeah, but like I learned 21 Guns by Green Day, and then AC/DC songs.
Yeah.
There's like those are the two songs I would practice to.
But see, like I said,
it always starts with something.
This dude quit college,
Well, okay, I was already like disillusioned. With
Yeah,
college.
it wasn't necessarily that he was
I
like,
was
Right.
looking for an excuse
Yeah.
to get out.
and he started
Stay in
banging
school,
on-
kids. Stay in school.
Started banging on the cheap drums that I had for like a week, and then we went to Sam Ash, and he said, "Hey man, I'm gonna buy this $1,000 drum set."
There was a
After like a week of playing the drums.
blue Tama Imperial Star. I mean, if I like,
So you got the bug, and it bit you.
if I knew now,
Yeah.
you're like that's like the
The cymbals are where the money is.
the
really
cymbals are the
crazy.
cheapest, dude. They're like
But I'm saying that's where the money you can
yeah.
spend.
Well, I spend more
Crazy.
on my saving cymbals I have now than I did like in the whole kit
Right.
with everything. But like for me, like playing the drums, it's always like so like they already had it down,
Mhm.
their thing.
Right.
So for me, I was like, I have to get better because I can't be the reason that show sucked. Because they have it good. They're already kicking. They're already
It's not
fucking killing it.
competition.
So like, if the show is bad, it's gonna be because I suck. Like I couldn't keep up. And like they've never.
All right.
We would
Okay.
play. They would tell me they were like, here's a song, and they would never
Oh,
slow it
you
down.
lose, son.
Hello.
We're having a pop lock
Oh no,
contest.
he's fucking disgusting. Oh no, both of
Y'all
them
are
are
nasty.
disgusting.
You're lucky I
Don't
couldn't
you,
crack
like,
it
crack
today.
your
You're
toes
so
or something?
freaking lucky.
Shit, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, I haven't cracked my toes in a long time, but yeah. So anyway,
Yeah. Well,
But
to
thank you for the story.
I have 2 sets, a bunch of this meant. I'll buy like on Facebook
project kits
Marketplace.
and stuff?
Well, like I'll buy like if it's cheap enough, like on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. Like oh, here's $100 to get all this. I'll buy that and then I'll like
Use what you.
yeah, like if a cymbal stand breaks down, I'll like the thing that I'm most proud of is that I can take down like this.
Yeah.
Like I don't like when a hi hat
yeah.
fucking pedal breaks down, the little spring set. They don't sell that part.
No, they don't. It's the
You
whole.
gotta buy the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
And I was able to go to Home Depot. I found a lamp that has a similar spring.
Wow.
I'll buy that $12 lamp. I'll take the spring out,
And
put it
fix
in
it.
there, and fix it. And I saved a whole fucking $70.
Get your own DIY
Holy
show.
shit.
Welcome to this old drum set.
Welcome to room 3.
People like, this is room 3.
Nice.
No, it'll be like home improvement.
All right. So, do you have a particular like heads you use?
I use a Remo Vintage,
Okay.
and like
That's a little bit deeper sound, like a little.
well, like I have
They're
my
coded, right?
configuration. Yeah, coded is snare,
Tom?
ground tom. I don't like for some reason I don't like
You
the
like
two
the rack?
toms. I don't like the 2 rack toms. I even have my
But then how do you get the?
you
You
go
don't-
another extra on the drums, or like you
How do
go
you get
drums.
How do you
or-
get the Phil Collins, in the night?
You don't. You just start on the hi hat, go hi hat drums. Your extra one starts up
That's
here,
cool.
or you go like fucking crashes.
You can do amazing things with just one drum, so you do you, boo.
I don't like the rack. I even have my stand on my tom on its own stand. I don't like anything on top of the bass drum. I have my fucking ride down here with me. My
Wow.
crash, my cowbell crash, and
The most
my
important member of the
I'm
band.
a little sad I don't get to see that. I smell gas from my butt.
And then soon enough,
Ah, man.
sampling drum machine.
Yeah, I just bought triggers. I'm trying to. Well, I bought triggers and a Roland XP.
Sample, yeah, XPS.
Rewind.
XPDF? What is it?
Yeah,
called?
XPDA,
X-
yeah.
A drum machine that acts as a module to the triggers.
Okay.
So I'm trying to.
So we're about to get real crazy with our
Yeah,
live
yeah.
performances.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, last thing on the current gear. Do you care about strings?
No.
You care about strings?
Yes.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
I use
Because your
Ernie
bass strings are
Ball-
expensive.
Yeah.
Ernie Ball,
What gauge?
Railers,
What gauge?
Slinkies. Like they're 10 to 52.
Okay, so you're playing kind of hard on it.
Yeah.
Usually
Well,
when someone goes to the 10, they're usually playing a little harder.
Yeah, I can't use anything else because for some reason the nut on my guitar
Oh
is
man,
that
no
size
way.
of that string.
So they're like you're playing this.
I can't go thicker or thinner because if they're thinner they'll slip off. If they're thicker they're gonna crack the nut.
That's where I've never heard that.
Yeah,
Wow.
for some reason that nut is that size.
Well, we don't want you to crack your nuts.
No, me, I don't want that either.
That's my
No?
Shout out to John Snutt.
That might be the intro. All right, moving on from current gear. We'll start with him because he's gonna take the longest probably. Hey, you gotta-
Ring gear?
Stop reading my card.
No, I wasn't. I guessed.
Yes.
God, why are you reading
Oh,
the cards
man.
for, man?
I don't remember like the specifics of it now, but I have a on the Tama website, you know how you can build a kit and like a
Okay.
custom
Okay.
kit, like, you know, the wrap and like everything and the shells.
Mhm.
And I have that saved. It's like I don't remember all the like the features I like added to it and stuff, but like it comes out to like almost like $4,000. So I'm saving to get that.
Nice.
But not for gigging, just for practice, because we have neighbors. I want an electric.
I don't know if I'd be bringing a $4,000 drum set to a bar. You know?
No, that's
Yeah.
no. Well, that set is just for me, like in the house. But like I want to buy an electric drum kit just because neighbors and stuff and like nice complaints and that shit. So like I want to be able to practice.
Well, you know they make pads put on your drums and cymbals, man. I know, but if you're going to be worried about the neighbors,
Yeah, then I could just bump it up in my headphones.
just buy an electronic drum set.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Why are you guys fighting?
All right,
What's
you
wrong
agree with me?
I had your back about the Mexican stuff, man. I'm not feeling so much.
Ah, man.
Okay.
Paisa.
No hay problemo.
Wow.
Oh no! Don't do a top one. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
It's the hands of the
Hey, hold on. I got this. I got
He's gonna shoulder fight me. Look.
this. You gotta lean back for it.
I'm the least trending Mexican dude. He's gonna be like, come here.
Honestly,
May I say those are some nice looking shoes?
I know.
Bam!
Oh! I'm gonna use that
Okay.
one. Nice.
Thank you. Anyway, did your mama sew? Have her stitch that up. Anyway.
Burn.
But yeah, as far as
Experience and guile will always win out over youth and exuberance. So you want a really expensive.
I'm just kidding. Continue.
It's a real expensive Tama kit.
Yeah.
Isn't it just the show?
I actually want a decent electronic drum set. I had one once upon a time, and there was always one part of it that wouldn't work. It was like the brain, or it was this pad, or whatever. And I kept saying, hey guys, can I get this replacement because it's not working? Oh, we'll send you a new brain. And oh wait, that brain doesn't exist anymore. Here's the next one. We're upgrading you for free. Oh great, maybe it'll work. Oh, now this part doesn't work, but this one does. And it like 4 of them, and eventually they just stopped. They just stopped and said, well, sorry, we can't do anything else.
No.
And then I ended up selling it for like $75.
Damn.
How about
How
the
much
Are
was
they
it?
that delicate?
No,
No,
it's
what's
just
faulty?
Yeah.
Is that?
when I bought it used off of a musician's friend, and
It was a lemon.
I bought a lemon.
I buy everything musicians friend. Sponsor.
Yeah.
Because I get points back. Sponsor.
Yeah, it wasn't musician's friend's fault. It was Elisa's.
Shout out to
All my sticks, I buy, like the breaks I buy, they're like all on points.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, hey John, you need a new guitar? Because I need sticks.
Nice.
Yeah, no, hold on. The sticks that he uses are pretty
Let me get in debt for like 6
weird
months.
too.
What, 5-piece nylon?
Yeah.
That's not weird.
Yeah, I forgot to ask you about sticks, because
I don't
drummers
know.
usually are very particular about sticks.
Yeah.
I like the
They seem
nylon
very
stick.
thin to me. Is that the point of
No,
that?
they're actually kind of on the bigger side.
Well, they're not that big,
But they're on the bigger side.
They are?
I also don't like the grip on the hand. Like I
Do
don't
math?
like grip tape or anything like that. I was like, it feels weird.
Okay.
You
You like
paper?
blisters on your finger?
Want to show your work?
Anyway. What was it to you?
Ooh.
Any dream
Whatever
gear?
we buy for her.
Yeah.
Any dream gear?
I can't, I'm a bad musician because I don't like really dig into gear or anything. Like,
See,
honestly,
no,
at
it's
this
totally
point, all
fine.
I want is a case for it.
She has to wait till musician
You mean
friends
like
has a sale.
a hard
No,
case,
I'm
a
gonna
hard
get
case
one.
that rolls?
Alice got the hookup.
You want like a hard case that rolls or a padded case you carry?
Whatever, because it's already damaged. Like the power hole or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
it's-
it's like if you move the cord,
You
it
change
turns
it.
off.
Sounds like your dream gear is a new keyboard.
I love that keyboard. I honestly wouldn't want to replace it. It's really nice.
Then you might, then I would say just, see if you can get it fixed, because that's like the most important part of the
Oh
keyboard.
yeah, I know. The one I have at the house that I practice with, that they already had, it's the same issue. It's just that.
Right on.
I would really like a PlayStation 5. I don't know if that counts as gear. But, like, I want-
You're done. We're done with you.
Away with you.
Yes. Put your hands back in your pockets.
Get.
All right, compa, step back.
Going to you. Dream
I
gear?
really want the Marshall Plexi.
Can't blame you.
That I just want to like, but you can't do it because you gotta turn it all the way up. They do sell attenuators, which would be an extra
Oh, that's right.
expense.
It is one of those, like, it's like,
There's
not
no
loud enough, not
master-
loud enough, not loud enough.
There's
Too
no,
loud!
There's no master volume on this, and if you want distortion, you gotta push the front end of the amp. To
That
get
is when you're
sound.
playing, like, we know it's going to be sold out every
Mhm,
show,
mhm,
and it's
mhm.
going to be big venue.
My dream setup would be like to have the Fender that I have right now, have that for like the clean sounds, because I love the clean sounds on that. amp, and it has a lot of headroom, so like the pedals go really well into it. And then just like have like a switcher that I can switch to the plexi and then back into the Fender. You know, that would be cool.
Cool.
Next person.
Sponsor.
So Marshall, please.
You're up. It's your turn.
I'm happy.
Go on.
I love
What's your dream gear?
He just wants another Rickenbacker.
Yeah, another Rickenbacker.
Is it a lefty?
I want a Rickenbacker amp.
I
Wait,
really
didn't they make those for a while?
I thought that didn't Rickenbacker have some amps for? I don't know about
Like in the
for bass,
60s
though.
or something?
I don't know. But I love the Rickenbacker. Like I love the pencil neck. It lets me shred. You know, I love the Rickenbacker.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was good enough for Sir Paul.
Yeah, it sure was.
That's right.
Good enough for me.
All right. So from the highs of dream gear to the lows of losing gear. Anybody ever lose gear?
Nice.
Every
When
time.
They
dude.
lost the carpet and
We
they
lost
got
the drum
me.
carpet
You
one
lost.
time. The
Wait.
show that she said.
Hold
she
on a
was-
second. Wait a minute. How do
At
you
the
lose
show.
the drum carpet?
We
Yeah.
lost.
We so like we
lost
moved,
mics.
we moved everything to the side to like to like
Mhm.
so we can get out of the way for the band who's loading in.
Right.
I've lost hi-hat stands, just regular nothing like shelves, just
Right.
hardware related. We lost a fucking drum carpet, a mic
Mics.
stand.
Three
One
more?
time, I don't
Three
know
more.
Okay.
how it
Wait.
happened.
Be honest. Were you drunk at the time?
Yes.
Of course,
Always.
Yes.
of course.
Why would you even ask?
But at least one of us wasn't like.
We're
super
drunk now.
Call back to social set. he was saying how he got so drunk he left all his gear. He walked home in his underwear,
Yeah.
which I thought that is the most hardcore story I've ever heard of. Just I got so drunk I walked home in my underwear and left all my gear at the show. I don't know.
That's cool. It is hardcore. Do not want to do that.
No, I don't.
I'm okay.
Don't wanna
Thank you
go
for doing
through
that for us.
I don't
Yeah.
need that credit.
Now I know not. Now I know not to do that. Thank you.
I don't need that on my resume. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So we lost stands and
A rug,
Rugged.
mics,
Right on.
like a whole case
How
of
about you?
mics.
Cables.
No, yeah,
No.
no.
We've
So
never
you have three things.
Your
You have
dignity.
stand,
Yeah,
your
like I have
keyboard,
it,
and
yeah.
your
Our dignity.
Lost our dignity. That,
Yep.
yeah, that
I'm
is
the red.
Money.
Money.
faithful viewers of the channel, I'm not going to bore you or them with regaling the story of my lost guitar, but yeah, I lost with it.
A whole thing.
How you lose a whole guitar?
Regale.
Yeah.
3 words. Hooters Casino.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You just had to say
Yeah.
Hooters. You just had Hooters.
Parking lot, 4 words.
You
Oh,
said 3 words.
No, I left it. It was literally on the ground next to the van, and I drove away without it. And I got home and I was like, I really did that, didn't I? And it was gone.
It'd be like that sometimes.
And man, I missed it. Anyway,
I really fucked up, huh?
last question. You made it! Yay!
Yay!
I feel like it's been forever.
I know.
We're gonna
I think I
interview
feel-
you after
5
this.
minutes.
What was that? You got 5 minutes?
No, no, no.
Oh, okay. Let's pretend we're talking to new musicians.
Okay.
Maintenance tips besides change your strings. Everybody says change your strings. Yes, change your strings. Anyway, any maintenance tips that you can think of to keep your stuff, playable or maintenance tips about yourself or
Get
whatever.
a case. Just
Get a case.
Get a case.
Get her a case.
I
Partial
think
case is the most important.
yeah.
get a proper
I would-
case for it. Yeah.
I was not like this at all, to be honest, until recently. But when you're playing a lot of house shows in my third
Yeah.
backyards, all that dirt gets in all of your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think anything of it, like it just looks
Yeah.
dirty, whatever. But you should wipe it down because
Clean
it gets
your
into
sheet.
like the mechanical parts that
Right.
make it work. Especially my paddleboard, like the buttons were like when I was pushing on them, like they would not go on, so I had to like open it and clean it out because of all the fucking dirt from years of playing dirty house shows.
And, yeah,
Dirt.
Get a cover for your amp.
unless you're famous enough and where you can have roadies do it for you,
Right.
yeah,
or guitar techs do it for you or whatever.
and learn how to set up
Spend
your stuff.
spend like an hour. Just put on your favorite music and get all detailed, methodical
Into
about it. And Billy Kessner, actually from So Stoked and multiple other bands, gave I think one of the best things he said. Take apart your gear, like just open
you
it
can
up,
see
learn
what- yeah.
learn what all is in there, so that there's a wire soldered into there, and there's, just take it all apart. Get really like anal retentive about it at least once, so you know exactly what is going on in there, and then put it back together. But but also, yeah, definitely not just clean your strings, but clean your gear, especially if you're playing outside, especially in the desert.
Yeah.
All the wind.
You gotta make an episode.
I've been saved so many times by just me knowing that my amp isn't turned on because the fuse fell off. there's like a little fuse thingy.
Oh,
It looks like
yeah.
a tiny light bulb thing.
That reminds me, I gotta get my amp.
If I hadn't like taken it apart, like you said, and known that was in there, I would have looked at the back of my amp and been like, well, I guess
I
this
better
is-
buy a new one.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I look inside, and it's like on the bottom of the amp, and I'm just like, oh, wait, this fell off.
Right.
So I just put it back. I should probably take this.
So we got get a case. Yeah, honestly, if you have anything,
Yeah.
any sort of musical instrument, really, even a microphone. Get a case for it.
Anything worth more than $100, get a case for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's not worth that
Even
much,
if it,
that's how
you know what?
play.
If it means something, if
Yeah, if you
If you need it on the rec to do a show,
Yeah,
make sure it's
especially,
protected.
Yeah. Always assume the worst is going to happen
Uh-huh.
and prepare for it so that you're pleasantly surprised most of the time.
Yeah.
Any maintenance tips for you?
Get what's the word I guess? Comfortable with your equipment. You know, like if you hear something's off, you know, watch videos before you like, fuck, I gotta throw it away and buy new equipment.
Oh yeah, there's
always something
nowadays.
in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. If it's broken, it's broken, and you messing around with it trying to figure out something
It's
how
not.
it works.
Yeah, it's not gonna
You're
be
not
no
gonna.
more broke.
Don't be afraid. And if you do break it, well then at least you know what you did
Yeah.
and you can get it fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah, just remember, unplug it before you mess with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Do not electrocute yourself just because you're worried about your tone.
Warning.
Yes.
Room 6
I would
not
also-
advocate
Yes.
electrifying your
I would also add to that, you like learn how to do like the actual setup of like if you play guitar or bass, like learn how to actually do it. It's cool that you can pay, you know, like it's convenient, but like learn how to do it. You know, like,
Yeah, honestly,
because you can
paying someone to set up your
change it.
stuff,
how you want.
right? Unless it's like high, like either if I have a brand new guitar to me,
Mm-hmm.
I might pay to get it set up the first time so that they can tell me what they found. If there's any weirdness, especially
Right.
when it's electronic, they might say, "Oh, well, you know, this particular this one string where it hits the bridge, there's a crack or something like that. Maybe I wouldn't see." But as far as like just change your own strings, clean your own fretboard, learn how a truss rod can be adjusted, and have faith in yourself. You'll be fine. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
for joining us.
Yes, and cleaning your strings. Thank you very much for coming to the channel. Thank you very much for coming to my house. Stick around. We're going to see the Red Seduction perform up in front of the guitar wall.
Oh,
Oh shit. I forgot.
Oh shit, I've been drinking.
Yeah, you gotta earn it, buddy. Seriously though, stick around. You're gonna love it. And check the links down in the description for all their various social pages. And we'll see you really soon up in room 6. Say bye. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Woo! This song's called The Figs. 1, 2, 3.
This song is called In the Days of the Comet.
I want to thank the Red Seduction for coming by. It was a great interview and a great performance. If you want to support more of this type of content, please visit the Patreon link in my description. If you want to see more from the Red Seduction, click here. If you'd like to subscribe, click here. Remember to be amazing, and we will see you next time on Room 6.